Same day, just later in the day. Showered. Here's my face. This is what it is. So, my fucking dude is a DJ, right? And I've been telling him for a while we should get vaccinated. I'm not big on the vaccine only because I don't get flu shots. Like, I've been very happy just wearing my mask and washing my hands everywhere I go, right? It's not a big deal for me. But he's like, COVID's over. I don't need to wear a mask anymore. I'm gonna go fucking spin at these parties and shit like that, which is fucking fine. However, he has a habit of like licking his finger and like touching the shit. And I'm like, you lick your finger, you put it back in your mouth, and then you're touching shit that everyone else is touching. So his friend just tested positive for COVID. That spun at the same party. And he's been feeling like shit fucking since Thursday. It's Sunday now. And he has his COVID test tomorrow. So I'm hoping he's okay. I can now feel a little something in my throat here. And I'm just like, I don't want to give this to my kids. So I think I am going to get vaccinated. I mean, how bad can it be, folks? Mark my words, I'm going to take this, and then in like fucking, I don't know, like 6 months, they're going to be like, oh, Crystal fucking McSees over here died from complications of her vaccine and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, I fucking told you guys. So this is my I called it fucking video for you. Or this is the, see, everything is fine and I'm totally healthy and I should have got it a long time ago. That way we wouldn't be having like all these concerns. Because you know what I'm really fucking tired about? Or tired of? I'm really tired of like when I do start to feel sick, or if I have like my allergies or I'm congested or something and I'm like, oh fuck, is it COVID? Like, it is fucking mentally exhausting. Mentally exhausting to just be like worrying about this all the time. Like all the fucking time. So, yeah. I'm gonna convince him. I'm like, I'm fucking gonna leave you. No, probably not. But I really need him to like get it done. Because, like, I don't want my kids to go through this. I don't want to have, like, them experience any of these fucking types of things. Like, he has had a fever. He's had chills. All of this shit. So that's it. So, this is what I normally do on a daily basis. I try to get in some chapter time, right? Like, I'm on page 200 right now. I think the last page of this chapter is, like, 233 or something. So it sucks because I totally have ADD. I mean, I have ADHD, but I definitely have ADD. And like, it takes me honestly like 13 hours to read like 40 pages. Because I'll like get up, I'll go do something, I'll get like lose focus. And it really fucking sucks. So sometimes I feel like I'm not retaining any information. And then the quiz hits and I'm like, okay, I didn't do too bad. Or the quiz hits and I'm like, fuck, like that's definitely like a C paper. But like, I don't know, dude. I'm an undiagnosed ADD person. I'm just assuming that I have it because fucking of how hard it is for me to pay attention and to continuing on and all of these things. And it sucks because my memory is not the best, which I need to stop telling myself that because I think because I tell myself my memory is shit, it really is shit. So hopefully if I tell myself my memory is great and fantastic, I can remember all of these things. Because law is difficult, my friends. There are all sorts of things. Some people want to like go to school for, I don't know, easy things. And it's like, okay, that's fine. I don't know. People all have passions, right? My passion is law. My passion is like righting the wrong. My passion is like helping humans that cannot help themselves. Like essentially, I would like to be a civil rights litigator. You know, representing homeless people who've had their rights violated and helping or holding accountable the assholes that violated them. And, you know, people who are already incarcerated who may not have had the best representation, things along those lines. Like, I'm trying to correct the justice system for the people that it has failed. So, these are all things for me. I think I'm going to upload these later. I have my first video that I took earlier today. It was an absolute mess, but, you know, now I'm less of a mess. Showered and all of these things. Sports bras are life. Makeup is not. I'm thankful that I was blessed with very thick eyebrows. Look at, it's all real, my friends. I'm not gonna touch my face and smear my shit, so that's kind of dope. Why am I talking about that? ADD, my friends. I don't know. These are things. It is what it is. But I know that I have, as of right now, I'm having my kids stay at their dad's house. because I'm like, he came out here sick. He was exposed. His fucking like symptoms were already here when he got here. I continued to like lightly kiss him and smoke with him. So if he does have COVID, it's very likely I will too also get COVID. And I'm just hoping that like that's not the case. So we'll see. He gets his fucking first shot tomorrow. And excuse me. And we'll see. Or no, not his first shot. He gets his first test tomorrow. So we'll see how long it takes. And then after he gets tested, I'm going to try to find a site to get tested. But I've only been around him for like 3 days. So it may be too early to tell. But like we have a fucking wedding to go to. Like I was going to get my fucking hair done this week. Like it's a huge inconvenience. And yeah, that's what it is. And it sucks because he's living in LA right now, and I'm living in the Bay Area. I'm going through like a custody thing. Like my ex doesn't want me to move to LA with my kids to go like live in my house with my fucking dude, and so he took me to court. And right now we're doing like a trial. We have a trial date set for August 23rd. Had to hire a lawyer. I've given that bitch like 65. Like almost $12,000 as of right now, and I still owe her $2,500 to like finish the job, right? So these are all just things. So Ray is my dude's name. He's living in LA right now. I'm up in the Bay living with my mom because I had to rent a room from her because I can't leave the county with my kids or else it's all bad. So after my lease was up in March, I moved in with my fucking mother and have just been trying to make that work. Because we thought it's going to be March, April, May. I think our first trial date was in June. Or our first court date was in like May. Then they were like, all right, we'll fucking have a trial date in June. So we're like, okay, it's only like 2 months, not a big deal. And then it went from fucking June to July. And then from July to August. So now it's like we're almost there. And when we are there, then I don't have to deal with this fucking stupid fuck ass ever again. Like, I'm asking for custody out of for 2 out of my 3 kids. My oldest has lived with his dad for the last 3 years, and he's been brainwashed significantly, and like, we're going to family therapy right now. He said in our last meeting, like, you should have realized what the problem was, and it's too late. And I'm like, well then, if that's your fucking perspective, sir, like, what are we even doing here, right? So we're trying to get my 13-year-old son to open up his heart and to be, like, not so hateful. Because he literally, when he talks, he sounds just like his dad, and his dad is a fucking asshole. And that's why I left him after 11 years. So from 19 to 31, I was with my kid's dad, and it was a really long decade of my life, for fucking sure. So, my oldest is probably going to stay with his dad, which is fine. Like, I don't need to have him live with me and, like, hate my fucking fiance and be like, you're not my fucking dad, and be pissed because, like, in our house, we have rules. And you can't just sit around and fucking play video games for 15 hours a fucking day. You're actually going to have to get the fuck out of the house and, like, be social and do things. So, we're working on that. But I have my other 2 that I'm getting custody for, and it's like, yeah, I just need them to be raised in like a healthy environment that's not full of toxic, negative-ass people, which is all that my oldest is surrounded by right now, and it sucks, because, like, I'm not giving up on him, but, like, there's really nothing I could do. I text him all the time, all of these things. He's like, I know what your motivation is for texting me. It's like, well, sir, you know what it is. It's like, I want to be a part of your life and be there for you. But he has been told a lot of things by his dad, and he holds a huge grudge against me. And, like, that's fine. Because as an adult, like, all will come to light. You cannot tell your child, like, all the horrific things that his father has done to you. But you can when he's older. And then he can make the decision. And then he can be like, yeah, well, that's why you left, because of X, Y, and Z. And then I can be like, yeah, that's exactly why I fucking left. I didn't left to go fuck other dudes like your dad told you when you were 11 years old. I left your dad because he was a shit human being, period, in all aspects of the word. Why did it take 11 years for me to leave him? I had a huge fucking ego, my friend. I wanted to, like, live this life where, like, my mom has been married and divorced 3 times, right? So I obviously didn't want to be her. And I obviously was only 19 when I got with my fucking dude. And, like, he was actually a rebound. Don't get pregnant by your rebounds, my friends. It's not a good fucking idea. And, like, it was like, well, I was dating him probably for, like, 3 months before I got knocked up. And then I was like, we know what we were doing. I'm just going to have this kid because I've had abortions before. And, like, it was my time to be responsible. Do I have regrets? No. I love my fucking son, and I feel like he definitely, like, put me on the path to, like, grow as a person. Because I have fucking friends who are, like, still living with roommates. There's nothing wrong with that. Who are still living with roommates and who are still partying, and, like, that's all good, my friend. But, like, I didn't want to be my mom growing up, right? Like, my mom was a drug addict, neglected us, abused me, all sorts of fucking things, right? Like, I did not want that for my kids. And it's funny because as much as I hated my fucking mother growing up, now my oldest hates me just as fucking much. And, like, I'm not even a drug addict. And it sucks. And I'm like, how do we fucking repeat these cycles? I don't know. But I'm really trying to fucking break them, that's for sure. So, those are the things. I just wanted to have this be a quick little fucking rant, but it's now like 11 minutes, so I think that is enough for today. I'll probably check in with you guys a little bit later to let you know my fucking progress. Here we are right now. It is 4:18. I am on page 200. Let's see where I'm at in like 5 hours. I would really like to finish this chapter because I have another chapter to read, and once I finish this fucking chapter, then I can take my 50 point fucking test and hopefully get better than 38 out of 50, folks. It's like, ugh. What is the deal? That was my fucking, like, quiz score on my last test. And I'm like, luckily I'm getting A's in all my other fucking quizzes and all my other homework assignments. And I'm getting, like, C's on my exam. So maybe that'll balance it out to, like, a nice B. And, like, that's fine for me. So that's all. Thanks, folks, for watching. And if no one watches this again, this is definitely for me. Because I definitely feel better that I've had my 12-minute conversation with myself. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching.